Thanks for staying with us. Joining the conversation is a friend of the house, a female politician, Mayoress Princess Samiat Abolanle Bada, the chairman of Ikosi-Isheri LCDA. Welcome to the show. We left your Ikosi-Isheri. We are now on the island.
Our new I think it's our progress.
It's okay, but we know you are still part of us. So no matter what, we always bring you. I
cannot even leave you guys.
Yes, sir. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Good to have you on the show. So I hope you've been listening to our conversation. We're talking about gender equality. You know, we're talking in governance, in home, in families. And we just with the fact that next month is International Women's Month. And we'll be discussing a lot of this. How do we accelerate action towards gender parity, gender equality? And before you came here, I know Nima was still talking about ego, you know, because I was telling them yesterday, a few minutes ago, that I went for an event yesterday where the lawmaker was saying that women's approach, you know, there's a way a woman should approach men when you want to get something from them. And Nima was saying that how Senator Natasha should have approached the Senate President.
I will tell them to bring the pepper snail for you. You, after you is you. Yeah, you're my you give me my.
And then he will start, she will stand up from that chair and go to another chair.
And go to another chair and even genuflect a bit.
You see, I think the worst part of our own is, let's leave the Senate President. What of all the other men? When you ask them, they will say, no. She was rude. She has to go somewhere else. So a fellow human being, we are equal.
I'm really curious because she's
a politician.
She's a politician. And she's a woman who has other LCDA chairmen that are men. And you guys, you all have meetings together. How have you dealt with managing their ego? Men? Do you speak up, or do you you just wait until when they call you up, or how do you manage the men?
You can't even silence Princess. It's not possible. One thing I just noticed, and I know it's all about you. You know, men, we want to bring anything, anywhere women find themselves, whether in the private sector or in the public sector, depend on the kind of person you are.
Yeah.
Men will always prove they are the head. Then women will want to prove that the same head you have. So
you have it as well.
So when anything happens, it depends how you know, put a courage. Natasha never kept quiet. They were trying to silence this woman, but she proved that no, this is very wrong. This is not how to, you know, approach me.
Yeah.
Despite there was something on the ground, it's politics. It's politics. You know, I don't really want to talk much on that.
Yes, yeah, I don't want you to talk about either. But I see the focus is how do we change, or do we even need, that's the approach, do we even need to change what is working? Because this our daddy, our mom, it has because my mother will tell you, so this is what that you want. There's a way you approach, because as I said earlier, politics is the men's club. It's been a men's club for years and for decades and centuries. So if we're coming into
breaking that
narrative,
but I don't want to agree with that.
Princess is breaking that narrative. She's been in office. She's a woman.
But there's some people sho'll be doing yes.
I won't even start from home, safe.
Yeah.
Is it
some people
that you paying a price
now?
At all because you are doing politics in public?
I don't think I'm paying any price.
Is daddy saying
Daddy, once you get married to your friend, my husband too is a politician. So you understand everything about me. When I stay long at the work, it doesn't have to be women should be in the kitchen. Daddy knows the next thing.
Who will now be in the
kitchen? Cooking for daddy?
Boys,
who is cooking for daddy?
Let's do the cooking for let's do the cooking for Princess. When daddy is not available, I do everything. And it doesn't tell me it's necessary I must enter kitchen. Despite, because kitchen does not, I don't see where the definition is being made that women are the only one to be entry kitchen.
It's a survival skill.
So my husband is my friend. So I find more we always, you know, we you know, whatever I do at my office, you always there for me. So it depends on, because when you are going into marriage, there are things you need to consider. You don't just feel this man is rich, distinctly rich. I must, you know, catch him, this and that. Firstly, there are things you need to look at. Okay,
let me bring you back to politics, because there's a school of thought that Mariah just threw out, which is many people feel like this thing is working. We were living, women were not asking plenty questions, women were accepting their role, women were cooking, women were giving birth to children, everything was okay. What exactly happened until when feminism people started talking? Now, women are no longer happy with cooking and taking care of the house. They now want to be president, they want to be governor. So this thing obviously was working before. Do you agree that it was working? Or do you believe it is important for women to be involved in leadership?
Two things. Firstly, that you are a politician, you want to be a leader, you shouldn't forget your role as a mother. You have to make sure the two, you know, go pari-pari. You must make sure, you must make sure your home is your home, because your home is your tomorrow. Your children are there. If you do not take good care of them, the men will not do that for you.
Okay, so there's a...
So we are saying, okay, let me stay on what she just said. What we are saying now, back then, men don't really care, as long as mommy is taking care of the family. What we are saying today, what women are saying today, that it's equally important for a man to also consider the children, because the children need a father and a mother. They need both of you to be involved. So you are saying, my wife will handle politics, and we'll handle home. Let me go and do politics. We're saying, no, both of us need to be involved. But mother, wife too wants to be governor. Wife too wants to be president. So both of us must now say, okay, how do we raise our children so that we can be leaders, but our home don't suffer? It can't be just one person's role anymore.
You know, like I said earlier, I said, when you want to marry a man, when you want to go into marry, you must make sure you marry a friend. I will tell you, I've been in a position of a leader since 2011. And yet, I've produced an engineer, a lawyer, and even a doctor.
Wow.
So, it is the same time I am in politics that I'm raising my family. And don't forget, my husband, when I am not there, you always there, you know. Yes. So our family is just like an example for others. Exactly. Because I normally counsel women that look, that because you want to, you know, if you cannot manage your home, if you cannot lead in your home, there's nowhere you get it right when you get outside. So as a woman, you must be a good leader at home. That's the same quality. We possess the same leadership. You will be outside.
Thank you.
No, I was just going to say, you know, I was listening to you, Morai, when you were talking about the women, the children, and, you know, really, it's the woman that gives birth. It's the woman that gives birth to the child. So, really, I believe the woman has more of a responsibility
to the children.
To the children.
For nurturing. For
nurturing, because the man's participation in that whole thing was a participation of pleasure. Well, both of them was pleasure at the beginning, but it became another thing for the woman who carried for 9 months. It's you that will carry that baby for 9 months. It's you that will deliver that baby. So you will now leave that baby to...
Because you want to go and become a leader, I want to become...
because I want to become...
You create systems to support yourself. And that's very important.
So I wanted to say...
Princess didn't answer my question, but I feel like maybe because I didn't explain the question well, but I feel it is too important as a question for us not to move on from, which is that, has the old system worked for us?
Okay.
Because until you wear the shoe, the truth is, having male leaders, if you don't wear the shoe, you cannot understand how it is pinching. Yes. It is impossible for a man to understand the process of delivering a child and empathize and provide the necessary succor to the woman giving birth to a child. It is a woman that has gone through that will know. And so when you have 50% of the population not being represented and the shoe they are wearing, nobody in power has ever been in that position, they cannot understand. That is why some men would frown when a woman is taking maternity leave, or a woman is making a phone call, because you're making a phone call because the child is not feeling fine, because you don't understand it. Why we should have women representation, so that women who understand can bring in their knowledge and empathy to solve the problem for about 50% of the population who are being represented. Right now, we have people in the National Assembly. Our National Assembly has 360,
House of
Representatives. We have 360 and 17 people making laws that will influence 50% of the population. In what way can you understand what? I cannot understand what my husband is going through. I can feel it for him, but I cannot know what he's going through. Similarly, he cannot understand, he can love me and feel it. So we need that representation, and until men get it and understand that it is not...
What is even more dangerous are women who are not you know,
speaking up.
No. Who are not informed about this, who thinks that politics is politics, let's just play what the group says. Women who are sitting at those decision table and thinking, well, they'll be all right. Kini leaders on.
But Nima, let me pause. Sorry to pause you. As I said before, the Yoruba says, now, they will tell you that for you to get to that level, you have to just continue to be, submissive. But if you come in like a Natasha, they will strike you down so fast, you have no clue.
See, I'm going to come to our strength.
How has she done
our
it?
Soft strength. I'll come in. You talked about our soft skill. So a woman's soft-spokenness, it's a weapon. It's your advantage. It's not something to when somebody is busy, how will I put it? Somebody is busy underestimating you because of your soft voice, your soft look.
Yeah, being underestimated can be a strength.
It can be a strength. So that's an advantage women have. What I understand is that because we are the natural nurturers, we have our God-given role. Our body, our intuition, everything about us will tell us that our kids are our priority. If it takes us to, it is something we willingly do. But society has now started to compel it such that we now forget that sometimes you start early, your kids outgrow you, and you have nothing else to do. Society now says you shouldn't have, you end there. Once you finish, tie wrapper and end it there. It's YK that is wearing jeans that refuse to end it there. Even though Rolary has outgrown now. Don't end it. Continue to. Don't have dreams. Do you understand? I'm just saying. You are not tie wrapper now. You are not looking like you're 64. But you're supposed to end your life after kids. That's what society now says. Well, that's not what our God-given role is. That make sure your kids turn. Princess just said it. Three children. While she's running her politics, she's doing the balance. So once you can do the balance, you can vie for any office. You can now choose. Our soft-spoken women, even in those days, at times became a Natasha. Natasha's soft-spokenness and smiling at the Senate president.
So let me come to you based on the question. Do you agree that we should be soft-spoken because what you want to do is become governor? So you just be smiling and just be. You shouldn't come as an aggressor.
What she said, I'm not going to totally agree with what she said. At times you can be very soft, calm in your position, and because I govern a lot of men, work with me, and we are getting it right in the constitution, and you can testify to it, to what is happening in our LCDA. But I must tell you, you'll be frustrated to the extent of speaking at times. I think that is what happened to Natasha. So I don't want to blame her much because I'm a woman.
Well, how do you handle it as a woman?
But as a woman, at times, when he wants to, get it right with all these men, complex at times. Complex at times, they feel women, position of leader, heading me. I have somebody like you at home. But you must prove something. I know you surely have somebody
like me at all.
But you shouldn't forget, I have been placed there by God. So if you are a God-fearing man, you should respect wherever you see here. And that because I'm a leader and I'm a boss, does not even necessarily I should be behaving like who can do this, who can. So because I am a mother.
So you must deploy a woman.
So yes. And I behave like a mother at home and I get it. What you can, what some people, women feel you can get aggressively. When you put in a motherly role, idea, we get it. In fact, before all these men, they are the simplest people on earth. You can get everything in their hand when you pamper them,
I think we should banish the statement, I have somebody like you at home. You don't have somebody like me at home. Nobody has somebody like me at home.
And that is why
we need to banish it.
Even as a leader, you must listen. This you're here, you must be a calm person because you want to be there. You want to correct some certain things. So few of us that are in the position of leadership, we want to go more than where we, where. So we must make sure a lot of things we will, accommodate. You will take a lot of things. Even when you are driving,
now woman self.
Now woman self.
When they say dismissive, like
as if you don't know how to. No, you see, what I hate is the lower intellect example. A woman is driving. They say, you see what she done? Now woman. Meaning is that you are not supposed to be skilled at driving. As simple as driving is. I don't understand.
But yet, that does not mean you shouldn't, forget what you want to achieve.
So
that
you still
particular
drive regardless.
you will not even look at it.
So
I
you
ignore a
ignore
lot
them.
of things. You ignore them. A lot of things, a little side door.
But how do we fix society if we keep ignoring these
I wanted
people?
to ask you, how do we
because
get...
you want to get it right, because you want to get there, because you want to be in that position, so that other women can come in. Okay. There are a lot of things you have to take. You will take a lot of things. Other women are coming. I must make sure I take this. Not everything that comes your way. I don't want to. I want to.
So how about you fight so that other women don't go through what you're going through? So yesterday we were having this conversation about Natasha, and I said that maybe if former senator, current first lady, had fought Dino Melaye, like there was a court case, it wasn't settled in-house. Because I know he apologized. Well, that's what we heard, that he apologized. If he wasn't settled in-house and it was a public fight, and there was a court case that cautioned a senator for what he said, maybe we will not have the Senate president say what he said now. So my appeal is, should quietness work for us?
Let me quickly say something. You just said something that Dino Melaye apologized. But don't forget, she was focused, because she knew where they were going. Today, who is the first lady of Nigeria?
Okay.
If she had fought roughly, deathly,
she might not become president.
It might affect her. As
a lot of people call them you a leader. You shouldn't. You know the husband. You know the president. Then it wasn't. So, but they know where they were going, because she wanted her husband to get to that place, so that by the time when she become the first lady, she can carry other women along. Once a lot of things comes her way. So
now I get what you're saying. So when women are asked to stoop,
yes.
Thank you very much, Waike, for giving me the phrase.
It's
not because they don't want to be defensive or express themselves. It's because they have a bigger goal, and because we need to open more doors for more women. So we have to.
When you are in a position, when you are being opportune to be there, don't destroy that position, because they want to see your faults. Because you're a woman.
That I can say for you.
They want to see your faults.
I believe that even the Twitter attack on the first lady at the time was, I felt it was, it was incited, it was sponsored. I felt that way because, just as you said, she had a goal. But I don't believe that Natasha should not have spoken out. I believe that there's always an end to everything. If somebody continues to call you a sheep and you're hiding your lion or your tigress inside of you, at some point you bring it out.
But I just said something.
Don't underestimate me.
I just said something that when she finally talked, I am not blaming her, because you'll be frustrated to some extent to speak. You end up... And when you don't speak when you should speak, you can't be speaking every time. That at a moment you have to speak, but then they speak. Let's leave her. She won't tolerate nonsense.
How do we get more women into political leadership position? We have a lot of women in politics. Every rally, you will see the women there.
But one voting.
We are the canvassers. We are the rallying points. How do we get them?
Women, we need to talk to ourselves. I normally do a lot of things, a lot of counsel, stakeholders with my women. Women, we are the one pulling ourselves down. I'm in a position now. I felt a woman should become someone. Come up with another, another position. Instead of supporting a man, I will support my fellow women. Immediately they get there, they begin to attack you. Some people who does not some people who does not even have strength, they are not strong. They will never want to do such again. They will feel they help you. But to me, when you do anything, when you betray me, I just leave it to finish your.
This thing you say.
Support another woman.
I really like where you've gone about women not helping women, because I believe that is 50% of the problem. Because women drag themselves down by themselves.
No. What she's saying is that she's not saying don't help me. She said that loyalty, that some women that have been supported, they don't remain loyal, and we're falling into the trap of the men, because the men will come and poison the woman against the person that you're supposed to be loyal to.
Even men are not the one poisoning their mind. Women themselves,
I'm not saying it's different from what she's saying.
Wow.
Because look, when there is a caucus of women, let's say one is the leader, the other ones will be jealous of her.
Definitely.
They will now start to talk how to bring her down. They don't even need a man to come into their midst.
They don't.
To come and help them. They will just help themselves. Bring her down.
You see, let me flip that a bit, because I was at an event, and I think I've mentioned this before, in Abuja. Senator Ikosi-Isheri was accused by one of the women, because we're in a meeting where it was I think it was a seminar conference where women leaders were brought into that room. So she's a senator, she's a senator. And they were saying, why is there a disconnect between the senator and the people? And one woman stood up and said, the problem I'm having is because we vote women in. And once we vote you in, we don't see you again. You never come back to do anything for us. If it was the men we voted in, they will come back and do the needful. But so Senator Ikosi-Isheri said, what do you mean by me coming back? Now what I'm doing is for the greater good. I'd rather build hospitals for everybody than come back and be giving you handouts. So what the women were expecting was come back and start saying that, yeah, take you 2 million, pay for school.
That's not even
that's what she was accusing the women.
Let me just keep this thing. You know, women believe when a woman, fellow women like themselves are in any position, they can't go there and mess up with her. Okay. And they wanted, you know, it is now that we are trying to change the orientation. Yes. That you can be in that position, yourself. That man is even, you know, holding. Yeah. Why must you say you want to stay with that man? Why must you do this? Why must you do that? You are a leader. You're a potential person too. You
just should forget another one. Because a man in power can have like 15
women
side chicks. But a woman really would have 50 side chicks. So the money is spreading more.
The women will continue to look at what we are doing in Ikosi-Isheri, building gigantic hospital, doing this, doing that. So do you want me to come and sleep with any man? Or
let's come to what you're doing in Ikosi-Isheri.
There's also the point of women when they're in office, when you're finally gained access to office, not having your council of more women. Your ESCO
counselor
of more women. You know, mentorship is that you're not giving more responsibility to the women around you.
That's true. We should call you out. How many women are in your counselor that you have?
Because everyone now calling a husband and men follow you come here.
Let me quickly tell you something. Women are outside. Let me quickly tell you something. You know, we might tell you that we are just changing the narrative. Me, when they bring anything we want to do anything, I'll tell them no. If you cannot have like 3 women, it can be done. We have 7 councillors. They now said, go see your colleague, go so daddy. So it is now we are telling them, go and you come out. When you come out, we will support you. If you don't come out, how do you get there? It is because I made myself known that I can do it. I was the vice chairman of the LCDA. Because when I had the opportunity to showcase myself, I did it well. That was when people say, so she's talented. We can support her. So the same way, that is what prompted me to start, you know, encouraging more women. You can do it, you can do it. A lot of women are around me now, that when you see them, the way they speak, the way they talk, and their orientation has changed from the whole.
Yesterday on the front page of the papers, during paper review, we're talking about, you know, how they're looking at the speakership going back Lagos West when we finally have a woman.
That won't pay me.
Don't mind me, but when you go say what you do, you're not sure.
Don't mind that. Political problem will be solved in a political way.
My problem is women not supporting me.
I'm not saying no. I'm just saying no. Politician. I want her to be careful.
No, let me just tell you.
We've drawn the speaker. They've
removed her.
They've removed her.
Oh my goodness.
That's the breaking news.
And
I'm seeing
she's
on my
from
phone.
the same.
Because they're having the issue of
the governor
rotation.
and her position are from the same.
Let's be sincere with ourselves. We have a governor from the central,
we can't have
speaker from the central.
Who said that? Who made that law?
Thank you very much.
Is it an APC law? Is it a TVC?
That has been what that has been happening from existence.
Princess, we have a governor.
In as much,
we have a deputy governor, male gender. We have more males in the house.
But I want to tell you, in the issue of Lagos, in the issue of all the states in Nigeria, Lagos State has been the only state that accommodates women.
More than
Go and Google it.
No, number 1 is Kwara State, number 2 is Ekiti State.
I don't know. When was that?
Current lawmakers now.
Current lawmakers.
She's saying that generally
Lagos did not even have a woman deputy.
They're saying they've withdrawn her security
maybe now.
Yeah, for the past
Who told you?
they've withdrawn her details.
Okay.
Her security details. So we find out, see, we have male. Even if it is central, we finally find a woman once.
I would have been so happy.
Leave it. Why must it be? Anyway,
that's a political problem.
So let me.
And it will be solved in a political.
We have.
No, I've just said something.
I don't want her to put him out.
They cannot withdraw me because I'm
a performing chairman.
She's also a performing legislator. But what we are saying is, there is a law, there is a constitution in the
zonal arrangement.
Leaders always right. And the second rule is this: where the leaders are wrong, you apply the first, rule. So it means leaders are still right.
Let's talk about some of the things that you're doing in your, because we're going to be wrapping up very soon.
Yeah.
Tell us, if you are here that you're building hospitals, where did you find money to build hospitals?
It's the same money that other people are earning.
So are you collecting money from this? Is this from federal government or legal? Yours is
from the federal government.
Coming directly.
And a lot of people have been asking me.
Governor Sanwo-Olu is not collecting your money.
He has never. Even before the autonomy.
Yeah.
He has never. This is a governor who will charge all the chairmen in Lagos State that you have to perform. Look at him. When you are, when he wants to commission anything, he wants to be there to see it himself. And they must make sure they come to inspect to taste before he comes.
What have you done with the money?
I have done a lot. Even on Friday, tomorrow, the first lady of Lagos State is coming to inspect the general hospital. Because she said
she has the same place where it was.
Yeah, she said she had a lot. Now look at what she's building. Is this? She has turned Ikosi-Isheri to small London. And we have just started because you are,
That's your market.
Another market has been built.
I know the old market. This is why I talk about, because I know the old market. Like this. But this new market,
go to my 12 now. We are commissioning by next month.
Yes.
So we'll continue to you can that's what I'm saying. If you are a woman, you have been placed in any position of you find yourself, just make sure walk. Change that narrative that women cannot do anything. Now they are saying we want you more, we want you back. It is them they will now be agitating for more women. But if a woman is there and you are not doing anything, it's another
let me ask you this question. When you are there, because we know that when you are there, people want settlements. If you don't settle, they will not want you back. So how do you circumvent that? How do you manage settlements?
Where am I to settle? My words speak for me. No one is collecting anything for me. Is it governor? Is he president?
I'm not talking of governor. I'm talking of
our boys.
But the only thing is, once you are doing this work, you continue to tie. When you are tying, you tie their tongue. We normally do palliative, empowerment, our youth, our women. You carry them along because you cannot carry this money alone in your pocket. A lot of things, a lot of people that are to be touched, special people everywhere. There is nowhere we have not touched. There is no department. Come, let them challenge me. I'm on air. I will tell you, we have done a lot. Everything, everywhere. So it's just it's just something that you need to pay that price.
Let me ask you what people expect. What should people expect from you going forward? Because you've already done a whole lot. What else is there left to do that would make impact in your LCDA?
This, what we are doing is something that has never even happened in the history of Ikosi-Isheri. Now that we are rounding up, we'll sit down again. We have a lot of agenda again because a lot of people said it's a state road that the LCDA Ikosi-Isheri is embarking on. We still have more of it. We are going inside.
One thing I like about, although that my road I've been telling you about, you've not done that road.
But it's part of it now.
It's part of, because I have not seen it, hasn't been done.
Don't worry. We are even going.
I've been talking about this road for years.
We are even doing something. Operation Light Up Ikosi-Isheri. So everywhere, even look and corner, you just be seeing street lights.
There's something that you did. I think was it last year or 2 years ago that you invited me for. Okay. I like that you invited the private sector, school owners, everybody, business owners, to meet with you and your team. I thought that was fantastic because they all spoke up. Everybody was saying what the issues were, and I thought it was fantastic. So how have you delivered on what those people are saying?
Fine. Coming up with such idea is just to know where are we lacking? Where is still remaining for us to touch? And that is what the idea. And thank God that a lot of them come up. In fact, some people said they are going to support us in keeping our health center, that we are not going to, you know. Some of them says, okay, what you want to do is call us, we'll do this, we'll do. And a lot of them said, don't you know we have some other things inside? We have security challenges. Okay, come and see what is happening again in Ikosi-Isheri. It has never happened in the city of Lagos State. We have task force, trained task force.
What would they be doing?
Those ones that have been, you know, they are combatants, you know, they will be going into the street. Okay. If you put any dirt outside, instead of, you know, putting it in a nylon and put it where they come and carry it, you don't, if you do anything anyhow, they will charge you to court, because our customary court is even in place, so it's working. So there is awareness everywhere. Okay. And those ones, all this street selling, that when you are going into the fruit market and soul market, that people will not even allow you to. Once they catch you, they are. So we are not going to wait
on that market. Everybody now is inside the market.
Yes, we are not going to wait till we call police. How many people will federal police? You know,
have you done all the roads yet?
Until you do that,
all the roads are yet to be. You know, we can't do it at a time. But we are coming. When we come back, we'll definitely.
I just texted someone who I know stays on Okoya. And he says they have not done his road.
Okoya.
Oshikomaya herself is waiting.
Oshikomaya will be waiting for
Oshikomaya. Will be waiting.
Oshikomaya.
Yes.
Oshikomaya.
Inside. After Sele.
Off CMD road.
Okay, what is happening to Sele road?
I know
it's a very long road. Oshikomaya will do it now. Because there are all the major road. Let's finish. As we are doing this one. Off Oladogba. Okay, that Oladogba, ask that person, how was it before? You know, you were in Ikosi-Isheri. You know, people will be running because it's much. We spend much. In fact, we put out together before we could do embankment when there was this drainage that is disturbing us, and we did it and we solved the problem. And that was okay. You know, all these bigger one. Let me solve them before going to smaller.
Okay, no problem.
Oshikoma is a very small street. You handle that.
Everybody around this every road around Oshikoma was fixed.
I've been there. It's not it's a big huge area.
Oladogba is the major.
Oladogba is the major road. Onokoya is off Oladogba.
That is all.
We have done Oladogba. That person is lying now. Oladogba is a major something that has been done.
We can take on today's show.
You know, some people will just come on there to say something. Maybe that person is not saying.
Show Have a lovely day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.
Okay.